let's go through the Sesko Gyökeres talk. Yesterday, the Athletic said that Sesko was liked by Arsenal, but he is well and truly not the number one target, and they're looking to sign Gyökeres. That was reported by the Athletic's Gunner blog. He reported that. He said that Gyökeres will be signing for Arsenal, but they think Sesko in 2 years' time will be the best striker in the world. Then today, Fabrizio Romano confirms that Arsenal are in talks with Sesko. Now, that doesn't mean either one are telling a lie. We could be in talks with Sesko, and we could also still be looking to sign Gyökeres. But the first topic of discussion is going to be, who would you like the club to sign, and who do you think the club will sign? And I think the only person I should start with is everyone in the chat. Do me a favor. Let me know what you guys think. And also, the next person I'm going to start with is the person who looks the most upset on the panel. Saad, what's going on? Take it away.
Yeah, man, I'm fuming, bro. I'm fuming. I'll be completely real with you. This is like, I understand that everybody's like gassed and you know, Sesko's coming, this and that. I'll be real with you. We ain't in a position to be bringing in projects or maybes or it could be. Do you know what I mean? He's on track to be one of the best strikers in two. I'm not in for that stuff right now. I'll be real, man. We're in the place now where we need a win now striker. We need somebody who's going to come in, guarantee me 20 plus goals a season. And I'll be real, man. This is the most underwhelming signing we could make at striker. Apart from obviously the people that are mental and are sitting here saying Ollie Watkins, we leave them to the side because those people have a special place in hell. But regardless, for me, looking at this signing, I'll be real. And no offense if anybody thinks that. No offense in it. But yeah, I'll be real. I'm fuming, man. I'm fuming. This Sesko guy, when I watch tactical analysis of this guy, they tell me that he in the air he's getting out muscled by players that are like half his size. They're telling me that when in transition his decision making is not as good. I'm like, bro, this is stuff that we're dealing with right now, bro, that he's not good at. Like, how do we expect that to change? But when it's Gyökeres is the proven guy. He's been able to do it in England, be able to play in England and handle that physicality. He's been able to go to Portugal. We may not rate the Portuguese league, it is what it is, but regardless, his scoring numbers, if you put it towards like a game basis, per 90 basis, it transitions over to the national team. So it's not only Portugal, it's for the national team as well. He's scoring the same amount of goals. In my personal opinion, I think that Gyökeres is the one that is a win now striker. The Gyökeres is the one that is gonna come in and guarantee you 20 plus goals. With this Sesko guy, I don't think he's guaranteeing us 20 plus goals. I'm severely disappointed with the signing. Mikel Arteta got his man. I don't think we learned from the Kai Havertz situation. Listen, Mikel Arteta is a good coach. Mikel Arteta has not got an eye for players. This is one thing. And sometimes you just need to understand, like, okay, you're a good coach. Just focus on your coaching. You don't need to be doing this. Oh, I want this player and this player and this. Because last time you did that, we had Havertz. He played in the midfield for half a season. I was about to rip my eyes out. And then you moved him up top and he got a few goals and then bang. Do you know what I mean? It worked out. But let's be real. Where you want to play these players, what you want to do with these players did not work out. I'll be real. I am disappointed. I'm underwhelmed by this signing. Like you said, Fabrizio Romano's come out and said it, but we don't know for sure until David Ornstein says it, bro. Because this guy is truly the one to go to for all Arsenal news, in it. But yeah, man, I'll be real. I'm just underwhelmed, man. I don't rate this Sesko guy. I think he's very raw and he's gonna take time to be able to perform at the highest level, in my personal opinion.
Live debate right now. Let's go to the next person I want to go to is hear the other side of the argument. What are you saying, Souls?
Man, I disagree massively. That's not me writing Gyökeres off, because I'm not going to do the Gyökeres fan thing where you write a player off and think they're shit just because you don't want them. I think there's an argument for both. I think there's a balance in the argument. Gyökeres has zero-headed goals in 2024, 2025, so you can also talk about his weaknesses for a 26-year-old. Now, even if you want to look at his championship record, it's not that great. for a player that's being hyped as one of the best strikers in world football. Yes, his numbers are decent, but I wouldn't say he teared it up in the championship either. But when you look at Sesko, the reason why I kind of don't really like the discourse that people are having is because I heard similar things when Isak was going to sign for Arsenal. Why are we looking at 75 million? Not people on the panel, by the way. I'm talking about general discourse about Isak before he even joined Newcastle. A lot of people are like, yeah, good player, but he's raw, blah, blah, he's a project player. We accepted it more at the time just because of where we were. But a lot of people had the same concerns that we're talking about. For me, Sesko's a season away from absolutely just blasting into world stardom. And that's what's going to come with Arsenal, with the volumes of chances that we create. I actually don't know why people are writing Sesko off in terms of a complete striker and someone who can come in as an alternative and Alexander Isak profile. He is that. He is Isak, just younger. And that's how I see him. When people say he's been bullied in the air, I actually haven't seen it yet. He's actually scored way more headers. So if you want to talk about Gyökeres is a physical beast, but for some reason can't do anything in the air. I don't know what it is. I just really can't understand and fathom. If you're in Liga Portugal, which is, by the way, a weaker league in terms of defensively, then the Premier League and even in England and oppositions we're going to come across, for you to not be able to score a single header and actually miss like the handful of opportunities that you've had in the air is a concern to me, especially at his age. When you look at Sesko, he's a more complete player and the ability to be a more complete striker. He's got the hold-up ability. He's got the finishing ability. He's got the shot power. He's just a more complete player. But that's not me writing Gyökeres off, because where I can give Gyökeres a lot of, his dues and flowers as well is box presence. Someone who, if you do cutbacks and if you're going to do low crosses, driven crosses into the box, transitional play, for example, that's where he thrives. But I just think Sesko can do that as well as other things that we're going to be missing if we bring a Gyökeres in. That's not to say Gyökeres can't improve that element of his game by joining us, because obviously if we do ever talk about wingers on this panel as well, there's a few that I can talk about there. Now, when people sit there and go, he's the bona fide, he's the one, he's complete, he's the one that we should. No, Gyökeres is also a project. He's also a liability in some ways as well. This idea that he's complete and he's going to come in and he's definitely going to smash it, he's 100% dot on, we're going to win if he comes in, is bullshit. It's a pipe dream. Yes, he's a good player, but he's also got his flaws. He's not the perfect striker. We're not signing Erling Haaland. We're not signing someone who's, when you look at it and go, where are the flaws? Where are the weaknesses? Both of them have theirs. And that's what we need to acknowledge. There's a balance to be had. And for me, whoever comes in, I'm actually happy with. Yes, I edge Sesko because I believe he's got more to his game than Gyökeres. But Gyökeres is a pure striker. In the box, keep him up top, and you have to supply him. The issue that you'll have with Gyökeres, in my opinion, is similar to Haaland. If you mark the supply and if you cut the supply, there's not really a lot to Gyökeres' game after that. You need to make sure the volume of chances stay there. And that's what City struggle with this year without having the Rodris, with KDB being in and out.
Gyökeres is a better passer than Haaland. Come on.
No, but is that what I said? I'm just saying you're going to have similar issues. Yes, he might be better passer, but it doesn't make him a better hub.
He can't do stuff on his own, whereas Sesko can create chances on his own, or he can combine with other players. Gyökeres is less that player because he's bigger, he's less agile, right? He's not a physical beast as much.
He said he
right?
can't do stuff on his own. That's a bit of a reach.
With the agility,
That's not my point. That's his point.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Like his agility is there. Gyökeres can get out of situations and dribble and stuff but I just don't rate his link-up play. I haven't seen it personally. I've watched a lot of it, but I just haven't seen it personally. Whereas with Sesko,
so people are saying, so is this what we're coming down to? Gyökeres is limited, where Sesko's not?
In my opinion, Sesko's more complete.
I'm gonna go last. I don't know who wants to go.
I don't mind going. I don't mind going.
Let African Gunnar go. I'll come to you after.
So I mean, in terms for me, I've wanted Gyökeres for about 2 seasons now. I think 2 years ago when his name first popped up, obviously started paying more attention to him, and I've always wanted him. And it's actually really funny because we've wanted Sesko for 3 windows now, and I think it's really funny how Arsenal fans really believed that Gyökeres was the main target, and all of a sudden that we weren't going to go for Sesko. It was always going to be Sesko. I mean, only when Andrea Berta came to the club 2 months ago is when we actually seriously got linked to Gyökeres. But I mean, for someone like me who follows transfers every single day and who has an Arsenal account, I know that we tried in January to get Sesko and we kept it pretty cool. We didn't want to force the issue, and we said we were going to come back. this summer. There's a variable release clause in that he has, which is related to his performances, and the fee was always going to be 70 to 80 million euros. So this fees that I'm hearing about 90 million pounds plus is totally bull, in my opinion. And in terms of Gyökeres, I mean, yes, Andrea Berta obviously wants him. I was really happy when we were linked. But David Ornstein said in December and January that we were not linked with Gyökeres at all, that we didn't rate him, and that he didn't rate us. And, everyone knew that it was either going to be Nottingham Forest or Man United or Chelsea. Arsenal only really came into the picture recently. So I don't know where this confidence came from that Gyökeres was going to be the one. But I mean, as a fan, I obviously agree with Saad. I think that Gyökeres is ready-made. He's the win now. He's the person that's proven. I think, when people say that he's been playing in a shit league like Portugal, you just got to say, look at what he does in the Champions League. That should be the barometer for any player. If he can do it in the Champions League.
Yeah, but you can also look at the other players who come from Portugal. João Felix, for example, Fabio Silva. There's
but completely different. João Felix is he's not a physical player. He's going to
but their numbers. Darwin Núñez had similar numbers as well. Like, we've seen players who've been in the Portuguese league to absolutely tear it up.
Sure, absolutely.
Come to bigger leagues.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not even that. It's about, because, by the way, I don't think the La Liga Portugal is a weak league. It just produces certain positions better. It just doesn't produce
my perspective is that I think I'm trying to be neutral. As I said, I'm happy with both, even though I see why Gyökeres is the win now. I hear your point as well, where I think Sesko is the better player all around. I think he has more to his game, and I do think he is more raw. And I think this is something that Arsenal fans are also not considering and talking about. It's not about just Gyökeres or for me, it's not about Gyökeres or Sesko. It's more about who we're signing at the left wing as well. Because if you get Sesko and you get Rodrigo, then we're talking about a serious attack here with Saka, with Martinelli, with Trossard, with Havertz. But if we go get Nico Williams and Sesko, which is meant to be the plan that we had in January, and which is what I'm expecting, then really Arteta is really making the decisions that he's going to have to die on, right? He already, the thing with I think what Saad is mentioning and what I agree with about Gyökeres is that we've already taken that chance with Havertz. Arteta already took that gamble. So now we're saying, why are you taking another gamble with Sesko? We already took that gamble with Havertz. Now you have to go and get a gunman, which we think is Gyökeres. And, that's the thing where a lot of Arsenal fans, I think, are really upset and saying, why are we going for someone that's raw? Someone that we still going to have to give 1 year, maybe. Someone that we have to still, have Havertz starting for the first 2 months of the Premier League, like betting him in, trying to see how he fits in with the chemistry.
Isn't that why he didn't join us in the first place last summer?
I mean, yes, to be honest, Arteta couldn't guarantee him game time.
Let me bring Nigel in, and then we'll go open floor, because I can tell Saad wants to jump back into the conversation. Go ahead, Nigel.
You see, look, I don't want to be repetitive to what's been said, but what I will say is, if Arteta gets me Rodrigo, he can sign me Danny Welbeck. I don't care what number 9 is, but that's for a different conversation.
No, let's be real.
yeah, obviously I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. But in terms of both strikers, the person that would impress me most now is Gyökeres, because I think he's ready now. If you're asking me who has a better ceiling, I'd say it's probably Sesko. He has a better ceiling, but as Saad said something that I've kind of come to terms with over the last couple of weeks, especially because of the Isak thing. Because I remember there's a lot of things I liked about Isak at the time, but I wasn't crazy about us going all out for him at the time. I still would have had him, but I wasn't going crazy. Is Sesko another one where if we miss out now, they could be quoting 100 million from him next summer, innit? I don't know, but it's one of them ones. Hold on. I'm not saying I'm not saying that definitely happens, but because of the Isak thing, it is at the back of my mind. Another thing, Arsenal fans need to calm down in general, because we ain't signed any of them yet, innit? That's number one. We ain't signed nobody.
Yeah.
And when it comes to this club, and the press, they love playing us because we're so easy to be played. Like, we can sprinkle and throw anything in there, and we turn it into an explosion. So I think it's what this news is about Sesko could be just a hoax. They just need to get something excited because they need a reason to talk about Arsenal. Do you get what I'm saying? But I don't know. Either way, I'm glad. Either way, don't you think it would be smart for us to negotiate for both? I believe both are true. I think as a club,
we gotta use our leverage. Everyone knows that we need a striker. Everyone knows that we have money, right? So why not
100%.
negotiate for both and then pull the trigger on whichever
100%.
best deal you get? That's what I think we're doing, right? That's what Bert is supposed to come in.
I think the
as a
best
top
deal is
sporting
Gyökeres,
director,
but
right?
I hear you personally.
Yeah, that's what I think is really happening. Yes, I think, we have interest in Gyökeres. Bert has come, he has connections, so we're trying to see how much it's going to cost. I think obviously Man U out of the race because of no Champions League, so it's really just Chelsea or us who doesn't want to go to Italy. So we have a good chance there, but we've wanted Sesko. Arteta wants Sesko. Sesko meets our style of play, and then Arteta is a stubborn man. He wants.
Wait, are Chelsea trying to get Gyökeres? What's going on?
Yeah, of course. They also want to get Sesko, bro. Chelsea want to get everybody. Come on, let's go. We know
everyone we want. They want. Just leave it at that.
Want,
as soon as we're in for someone, that's
okay.
their mark.
I'm gonna open the floor, but I'm just gonna say, I spent over 2 hours yesterday just watching numerous scouting reports on both players, and what I've come up with is Sesko is not the finished article. Gyökeres is closer to the finished article, but he is not a complete striker, where Sesko has the capabilities to be more of a complete striker. You're basically looking at, in their prime, Sesko would be more like an RVP, where in his prime, Gyökeres would be more like Alan Shearer. A great ball striker with 2 feet, and he's good at finishing, and he can help create, where Sesko is better in the air, better at build up, better probably all around. At this moment in time, Sesko is not ready, where Gyökeres looks ready.
Yeah, but he looks ready, and like, what is ready? What is the framework of ready? Like, you can put a listen to me. You could put a ready-made player in the wrong system, and then that player looks crap. For example, look at the Anthony, right? You went.
No, but do we need system? 1 second. Do we need system players, or do we need players who score goals?
No,
because at the end of the day, if you put a goal scorer in this system, they're gonna score goals.
Gyökeres is the one who's going to score more goals, but if we can't feed him and we can't create for him, he's going to do nothing. He's going to be marked.
No, but why do you? But I hear you. But one thing that I know, bro,
you can jump in whenever you want.
Bro, we can feed Marino, bro. You think we're going to struggle with Gyökeres, bro?
Sure, but we can feed. So we can. Yeah, but there's only certain chances you can feed Marino, right? Marino scores a lot of headers, or he scores a lot of cutbacks.
Over the last 4 years, bro, you've seen us create chances for Jesus, Nketiah, Kai Havertz, and Mikel Merino. I think Gyökeres is a better striker than all of those players.
I think.
Do you guys think those are weird comparisons?
Sesko has more variations to the type of goals that he can score.
I will agree with that.
Let's hear from Saad. Saad, jump in. Why are you covering your face, man?
Because I'm still trying to recover from what Souls said. To be honest, I'll be real with you, man. I'll be listening to these guys. I'm still trying to recover from Souls. Please, brother. Yeah, I'm addressing you. At least look at my face, bro. Well, like, this guy's looking down at his phone. Yeah, I mean, he's not even looking at me, bro. And I'm addressing him, right? Souls. I'm still trying to recover from what you said, my brother. How did you say that? That what's his name had the same numbers, bro? Did you look at their numbers?
Did I? When did I mention they had the same numbers?
You said it in your thing. You said that they have the same numbers.
Please rewind and find where I said they had the same numbers.
Okay, similar numbers. Sorry, similar numbers. I
never mentioned their numbers. I never compared their numbers.
Guys, can we get a VAR, please? Can we get a VAR? Because I listened specifically to what he said.
Did say. Who in terms of Sesko and Gyökeres?
Not Sesko and Gyökeres. I was talking about when he says Gyökeres and what's this guy's name? Darwin Núñez in the league. You said that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
They had similar numbers. They didn't.
No. I said Darwin Núñez teared up the Liga Portugal as well. The likes of these players have teared that league up, and everyone absolutely hyped these attackers and go into bigger leagues and do nothing. So we've seen that.
Okay,
that's why people say the league is weak.
But
I did also say there's certain positions that they do actually produce really well, but it's just not attackers. I've just not seen attackers come through from there.
That's fine. So let's just read out the stats from both of them, yeah, or the goals and the assist. Darwin Núñez, before he went to, we won't even look at the season before because it's actually shit. He just had that one season, by the way, but. Darwin Núñez in that first season had 30. What is this? Why
Can I just acknowledge the super chat, guys? The super chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
When David Ornstein and Samuel McBell also say this is what's happening, I'll believe it. At this moment in time, it's not fully complete yet. Even late African Gunner,
It's
you haven't
nothing,
seen any
bro.
David Ornstein or Samuel McDowell quote tweet about this yet.
No, Ornstein is the one who broke the news about us being interested in Gyökeres and that Andrea Berta had connections, etc. So we haven't heard anything about Sesko from David Ornstein, anything new at least. But so all this stuff that we heard today is all
It's all
expected.
speculation, yeah.
We knew that we were interested in Sesko. We knew we were in discussions. He's not in preseason. They're in Brazil right now. He has a
Fair.
knee injury, so he didn't train on Tuesday. He didn't play yesterday. They don't want to risk him. They didn't make Europe, so they need to sell, right? So they don't want to take any risks with any injuries because then it'll reduce his price. So they're ready to sell him, and I just think it's gonna happen. It just makes sense, man. Like Arteta is just stubborn. He's gonna want to get his man. He wants to prove everyone that this is why we didn't buy anyone in January. This is why we didn't buy striker last summer, and he's gonna do it. And he has to do it.
Hey, what I will say though, what I will
let me
say
just
about
get
this
the next super chat,
quickly.
guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and leave a comment down below what you thought of that video you just watched.